Okay. All right. Sorry. I was looking at the march, which I was at 2 days ago, and it looked like, I mean, I don't know, maybe 3 million. Who knows how many million? Maybe a million. Maybe 500,000. But it wasn't 100,000. They lie. They lie. They lie. They lie. You know they lie. Anyway, thank you for coming. Thank you for waiting. Did you hear me? I was on Nunhead American Radio on Resonance FM. Okay, and we can discuss all the different problems that we're having, whether it's on Discord, if it's a real problem, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's a real problem. I don't know if it's a real problem. I can imagine it's a real problem. I can imagine, you know, it's not that I'm a horrible person. It's I'm a bit reckless with what I say. I don't realize what you can and cannot say, and that's why I need you people to maybe help me. I wish I had a producer, but he's not here. He came back. Yes, to increase volume. That's a good point. Good point. Okay, good point. Okay, how does that sound? How does that sound? Okay, too low. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Does that look all right? Let's put this over here like that. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? We can hear you, but a bit low. Okay. It's now 31 minutes afterwards. Can you hear me? They've taken our memberships away. Okay. I don't know if they have. They might be doing that. If they do, we're going to go someplace else. We're going to go someplace else. But thank you very much, Lorna, for saying that. Okay. Is it still too quiet? How does it sound right now? Okay. Thanks for saying it. You got to tell me if you can't hear me. Can you hear me now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you hear me? Here. That means can you hear? Can you hear? Can you see me? Can you see me? Can you see me? I'm wearing my new shirt, my new Green Bay shirt. Okay. Hi, all. Steve. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I'm asking, still too quiet. I'm asking a very simple question. Okay, we're going to try this over here. Ready? Can you hear me? Is it better there? Daz says thank you. Is that better? Can you hear me? A bit more. This is as loud as it's going to get, really. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? That's a lot better. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Donna, that sounds like I've had a pizza. Okay. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the YouTube thing is like 10-second delay. So does it sound okay? We can hear you. Sounds good. Can you see me? Sounds good. Let's put this up here. Okay. Okay, 29 people watching. 29 people watching. Okay, we're doing great. We're doing great. There we go. Okay, you can hear perfectly. Thank you very much. So I appreciate that a lot. Lower volume than usual, says Adam Hudson. Adam Hudson, good to see you. Have not seen you in a couple of days. If I'm honest, it still requires 100% volumes to hear you, but I can hear you at least. Be honest. What is this craziness? If I can be honest, if I can be honest, don't just tell me the truth. I'm an American. Just tell me whatever you're thinking. Tell me I can't hear you. That's all I'm asking for. I cannot hear you. Okay, I can't hear you. Anyway, so good to see you. We're gonna yeah to be yeah. So we're now at 34 minutes after. Um, I don't know why it should be. I'm going to speak to Kermit about this. I should have spoken to him today. I'm so disorganized. That's why when they want to demonetize, how could you demonetize me? Like anybody's listening to me? Like anybody believes this? The only person who believes the stuff that I say is Judels. She believes every single word that I say. You have to listen to the nuance of the entire thing. The entire thing, the entire Lewis Schaffer thing. Like we were talking about the killer yesterday of I don't even know. Can I say it? Can I use the word Killer? Can I say Charlie Kirk? Can I talk about this and not be demonetized? Who knows? It's a police world. Not even a police state anymore. It's a police world. And so I don't know what I can and cannot say. I don't know what I can and cannot say. I do not know what I can and cannot say. But like the debate was whether I believe that the parents of the supposed killer should take responsibility. Well, first of all, we don't even know if he's the real killer. Number one, he probably could have been, should have been, would have been, could have been. Who knows? Maybe it's in all. Maybe it's a FBI. Who knows? Who knows? All I know is this: is that I feel that they maybe we've all been lied to, like the same way. Because what these people do is they all do. It's all panic mode. They want us to be put in a panic. That's that's it. So whenever you're put in a panic about something, you've got to be afraid. Why are they letting in millions of people into this country? To put the country into a panic, so that they can say, "Oh, we'll protect you. We'll possibly." I'm not even sure about any of this. Are you sure about any of this? I'm not sure about any of this. What's happening with this thing? What's happening with the live chat? Am I not seeing? We don't know Warmellian. We don't know if he was the real killer. So what we're going to do on tonight's show, if you were here, it's going to be better than yesterday's show. My son came in yesterday, and he was really upset with me. He thinks I'm like trying to like mess up the show deliberately. This is my own son. This is my own son. Yeah, I've got 1,050. So I was monetized. We were making about less than two, maybe less than $2 a day, possibly. So, I actually had to speak to somebody because I've got an outstanding bank debt, and I had to explain what my financial situation is. And they said we can't take any money from you. I can't. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the monetization. I guess so. I don't even know how to spell it. We'll talk about this Charlie thing, which is very scary, because I saw a video and you can't tell who killed whom. You can't tell. They're putting up a whole thing, and who's to blame? And let's say the shooter was to blame. Why is he the only? He's a fall guy. I would say. I've noticed other tubers are saying words like unalived and grape. Yes. Well, Kermit, I try to say those words too. Unalive. Yeah, so I'm going to say unalive, because otherwise the computer AI knows everything that I'm doing. They know everything that I'm doing. So you know, I mean, maybe they want to, like, let's say they demonetize me. I'm quite famous in the comedy community among comedians. I assume most comedians of a certain age know who I am. They know maybe I'm the right wing comedian. They know that I'm on GB News. And GB News, or I used to be on GB News before they fired me, whatever they've done. Anyway, um, and I was just thinking about something. And so they know I'm that guy. So it's like the same way. If you probably don't know about comedy 20 years ago when I first came to this country. It's been almost 25 years now. It's 25 years. People would, the punchline would always be the Daily Mail as the right wing conservative thing, and everybody was better than the Daily Mail and all that stuff. And now maybe it's GB News, maybe it's Tommy Robinson. They're afraid, and maybe they're not afraid, but they seem like they're afraid. And every time we say, Keir Starmer is a W, whatever it is, every time we do that, every time we say that, we're giving him more power than the guy has. It goes much deeper than him, so they get somebody else to take his place. What happens? More of the same. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. He's not even a boss. Why are camels referred to as ships of the desert? You spelled deserts wrong, because they're. Can we, Reuben? This is the thing. We have to be nice. We have to be so nice. And even if you're nice, they unalive you, like what they did to Charlie Kirk. The guy was like, he was too nice to people. Let the person speak. We're not being bad. Okay? We're going to be lovely. Oh, thank God I understand. Okay. So a camel toe. That was with what's her name? She had it, with Carol Vorderman. It's unnecessary for us to like attack Carol Vorderman that way. We've got huge problems. The question that I was asked, and I'm all over the place to start this show, which I always am, but the question I'm asking is it is it nurture or nature that's created this problem? And the truth is, it's both. It's both. Lewis, you must allow 20 seconds from the time you say something for us to see or hear it. Stop shouting at us. 20 seconds for the internet to migrate, says Teaser Pop. Is it teaser or tizer? Yeah, yeah, okay, sorry. 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 I am sorry. I am sorry. I don't know. I just get very anxious. My son came in yesterday. I'm anxious too. I'm anxious too. Let's try to be nice to people. Okay. The individual people don't know. It's like, are they wet? Maybe they're wet because they were in the ocean. Did they jump in the ocean on their own? Or were they thrown into the ocean? But thank you, Teaser. Thank you very much. And thank you for putting that in quotation marks so I can definitely see it. Okay. Um, yeah. I mean, is that am I being hateful to her? I said to her, I said she's attractive, and I did, I wasn't making fun of her. People wear stuff like that nowadays. They wear stuff like that, and you know, Claire says I'll pop around and give you a hug. Okay, pop around. You need far more. You need far more euphemisms, but it's harder when you are really an American without the benefit of growing up here with our funny ways and language. That could be true, Kermit. That could be true, but it also it's also going on in America. This unalive stuff. He did, Jules, just getting frustrated because of having to be nice and watch what is said. I think yes, it's true. I'm really frustrated by that. I'm frustrated. I said something about the the men who decide they want to be women, that group of people, and possibly the other group of people in yesterday's show. I assume that was yesterday's show. Okay, but do I said that was a bad thing. I mean, am I allowed to talk like this about the bad thing? It's a bad thing. But and then they said that it could be hateful. It could be hateful. And maybe it is hateful. Okay, with ships and sea. Okay, we're not talking about ships and that anyway. Is there actually a free speech platform? No. And you know what? The truth is that YouTube has gotten somewhat better. But as the walls start coming down on the left castle, they're getting more and more panicky. Please don't bang stuff on the table. It's coming out really loud. You're right. Okay. I need to be told this. I think these shows are getting better. Are they getting better? I think they're getting better. This is the 97th consecutive show. 97 of these in a row. We're coming up to the 100th. And somebody's going to say, what are you going to do for the 100th? Well, maybe I've got to do something. But they are getting better. And especially in the last, since the Charlie Kirk thing happened, since he was unalived, you could feel something is up and people are not quite as happy as they used to be. Daz comes in and says, Nonlinear Warfare by Vladislav Sukhov. You don't know what's true and what's not, who's on whose side, but ultimately the same person is on both sides, funding both sides. You know what, Daz? It could be that. It could be that. They want to spread chaos. And how do you spread chaos? Is by not knowing what side is on, who's on what side. It's actually, and because of globalism, is that a dirty word? Am I allowed to say that? Because of them, they have the money, and they have, it's like Is Keir Starmer in charge? No. Someone who appoint. It's like in The Prisoner. Do you guys remember The Prisoner? Who's number two? Who's number one? Remember, number two was constantly changing. But who is number one? We don't know. Remember Keir Starmer telling Trump how proud he was about free speech, of the free speech in this country, War Mellion says. Yes. Yeah, what a liar. What an absolute liar. He wouldn't know free speech if it stuck him in the ear. In this whole woke world now, says Claire C., anything can be labeled as hateful. I'm so bored of it. Well, I'm not quite bored of it because it's affecting me. Because I've been demonetized temporarily. I hope it's just temporary. Anybody know about this? They asked me for information. I had to send them a copy of my bank statement with my address on it. Okay, we'll see if that's actually the right thing. Please, Ian Higgs said to AI, please summarize the personality of Lewis Schaffer in 2 words. The first word being mostly, answer, mostly neurotic. Yeah, but you know what they say about neuroses, and I think it was Jung that said it is neurosis is just a substitute for genuine suffering. People who are neurotic have genuine suffering. Do you not? Do you not? Right. So I am neurotic. Yeah, but I'm genuinely suffering. And you people are putting up with me, and I have not been nice. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. Let's see what's going on. Steve Cuff says Wormelian spot on again. He's lied since the day he was born. Me, personally, or AI has lied. I wouldn't trust AI now. I don't trust AI. I mean, not AI, ChatGPT or Grok or any of that stuff. You can't trust it. It's all been programmed by ultra left wing people. Okay, basically, who are not you. I don't. I assume you people are not. Maybe you are. Mormelian, the worst we have ever had, and that's saying something, says Steve Cuff. Yeah, maybe you're talking about Keir Starmer. It might pay to, if you're going to write down about Keir, this is about Keir Starmer, just put a couple of words. Okay. They're getting better. Thank you, Claire. I appreciate you saying you don't have to. As a comedian, you should be able to claim satire. Maybe you should preface certain things with that claim or say it afterwards. Dear AI, this was comedic satire. Yes. I mean, I just like the idea. Like I put down the words fat shaming. Just lay it out there. I'm not shaming anybody for being fat. Am I shaming everybody for being anybody for? Am I shamed? Have I made any of you people feel bad? I don't even know what you look like if you're fat and horrible. Okay, so comedic satire, you know, but even people who know me take me what I say seriously. Um, let's see. Let's see. Two consonants, please. We don't know what that is all about. It's been a terrible for decades. I don't trust anyone. Yeah, can't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody. That's what's really scary. It's like Russia during the communist times. It's like Dr. Zhivago. Supposedly, not Dr. Zhivago. It was like Solzhenitsyn. Solzhenitsyn, whatever his name is. I mean, I've got the book here. The Trial, really spooky. I mean, not as spooky as supposedly Solzhenitsyn, which I haven't read. Daz comes in and says, yes, spreading chaos. Well said. Hyper-normalization, living in a constant state of hyper, but it's normal. Daz, who are you talking to? Are you talking to me? Because I don't really understand what you're saying. You Jared is in the house. Clever part of The Prisoner was that number one was himself. We have more freedom than we think. Okay, that's what he says. Hold on a second. How did I get? I just lost my place. I'm way far behind. Oh, I've lost my place. We have more freedom than we think if we are brave enough to use it. Yeah. Well, what does freedom mean? What does it mean? It means nothing left to lose. I mean, I'm making £2 a day on this, or was making £2 a day. Now, so how much freedom is that? Anyway, we're not talking about that. don't have to send you don't have to send anything to anyone, Lewis. If they tell you to send something, ask if it's an order or a request. They can't order, and you can refuse a request. Yes, yes, you can do all of that stuff. But you know what? There's so much of my information out there. It's just so much. But then again, and I'm not saying I'm Charlie Kirk. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm Charlie Kirk, but we can all feel a bit in danger. Can we not feel a bit in danger? I mean, I feel in danger. Okay, and because they're giving it to you for free. What's that old saying? If you're not paying anything, you're the product. Okay, something is going to happen. Daz comes in and says Grok, and Chat GPT, although I like using it, is the communization of media and thought, consolidating all of the internet for you and searching and finding on your behalf. Yes, it's like Wikipedia. It's like how they said this is the truth. There's one page for Wikipedia. Whereas if they had used the Jewish method, which is the Talmud, they would have shown 2 or 3 columns, and each column is different. What do you think about Charlie Kirk? Was he a bad guy? Was he a good guy? But they're gonna have to figure out one way to describe this thing. Only one way. The online society, Alan Williams says this. The online society is inevitably a surveillance society. We're confessing all. Yes, and this has been going on for years. This country has the most cameras of any country in the world, perhaps. They're going to monitor. And if you take more than 200 pounds a week out of your bank, Lorna says, yeah, if you want to give 1,000 pounds to your kid, whatever, they're going to get upset about it. It's all bad. So let's start talking about monetization. What should I do about the monetization? I send stuff into them, and they're going to get back to me. What do I do if it is not monetized? You know, what do I do? Do I go to Rumble? Any ideas, anybody? We can go there. Can I just show you my new shirt? Can you see my shirt here? I found it in Peckham Park yesterday, and I've washed it. It smells beautifully. I washed it. It's Green Day. It's a left-wing shirt. I don't like it. But I like it. I like that it's a shirt. It's a really great looking shirt. Can you see that? But and it's free. I paid nothing for it, and I washed it. Some of the most cameras in the world. Yet when you're mugged, they're never used. Exactly. Well, I had my bag stolen, in in at Heathrow Airport, and I went in there and said, "Can you look for it?" And they said, "No, no, no." Well, why do you have the cameras? And the cameras are everywhere. It's Heathrow Airport. It's Heathrow Airport. So what do you think I should do? Rumble is a good platform, but no idea of monetization rules, says you, Jarrett. So I might have to find out about it. I mean, there's probably no money going in there, so how can they monetize? I think, I mean, it would be nice if Elon Musk bought some more platforms. Wake me up when September ends. Yeah, Leanne says Lewis. That says you. Kermit says this. What does your bank details got to do with what you say on here? What will that show them? Well, it's a proof of address. It's either that. I mean, what they asked for, I didn't have. I don't have any. Nobody sends me letters. What they asked for was so limited, so I sent them a bank thing. I mean, it's really bad, really. It's going to be out there forever. Should be able to find a fly in Heathrow Airport, Daz says. Yeah, they didn't have it. And I lost my thing. And I didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't realize how, maybe today I would make a big deal. Girl from Mars is here. Good to see you. Thank you for saying that. You love Green Day. Well, Green Day, that horrible song about American Idiot. Do you remember that song? My bank refused to give me my money to pay for my husband's funeral. I changed banks. It's not that easy to change banks. Look what they did. Look at the stink that that Nigel Farage had to put up with. And he's Nigel Farage when they cut him off. When they cut him off. Why did they cut him off? Maybe they cut him off to put fear in every single person. Maybe that's what it's all about. It's about creating fear. So girl from Mars says hello. So is Rumble the only thing you could think of where we could go? Where could you go? I mean, I know I'm on YouTube all the time. I pay for YouTube, whatever that is, a year. I pay for YouTube. I pay for Twitter. I don't know where my money's coming from. I'm gonna have to basically reevaluate every aspect of my life. Every aspect. My bank, Steve Cuff says, closest branch is now 30 miles away. Yeah, well, yeah. Vatanai says, I'm at the fish and chips restaurant having half a chicken. It's cheaper than cod. I'm resisting the chips. A round of applause. That's actually a good idea. To resist the chips and have chicken. Half a chicken is a lot of chicken. How about Truth Social? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not even on Truth Social. You cannot use X for this. Sorry, not up with tech. Can I not? Can I not, Leanne? Maybe I should find out about using X. Or maybe I could use X. You're all on X. Battered sausage for me, please. We're not talking about this. Or maybe we are. Maybe we are. So that's the answer. The answer to the first part of the question is, where am I going to go? Where am I going to go in case I'm demonetized? Or maybe it'll be like have a chilling effect on me and we won't be able to discuss things as openly. What do you think about that? I mean, I know there's maybe a 20-second delay, but I am asking. I am asking a question. What about another person said, what about Rumble? So two people said Rumble. Possibly. Thank you, Lud, for saying that. Maybe Rumble might be the best place. I mean, I'll just tell people I've been demonetized and they can watch me there. And maybe I've been ratted on by people. Maybe somebody's ratted on me. Lewis, are you a member of Republicans Overseas? No, I am not a member of. I wouldn't have even thought of calling myself a Republican. I'm a MAGA guy. Should I be a member of Republicans Overseas? I would stay on YouTube to grow an audience, but you could use Ko-Fi for donations. What is Ko-Fi? And take a much smaller cut. It's ook. It's ook. Who have a big audience who tend to go to other platforms. It's ook, says Kermit. What does that mean, ook? It's okay. It's okay. Okay. So you're saying even if I'm not being monetized here, I'll say I've been demonetized, but you could see me, or you could go over to Rumble, or go over to Twitter or Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi. That's a possibility. So what Rumble is very similar to um, to YouTube. I remember I remember years and years ago saying, what is the 20% to the 80? Everybody's using YouTube, and there are no other YouTubes. There are no other YouTubes. Sid Jack is here. Great to hear you again. Hi, Sid Jack. Thank you for saying that. I don't know, my eyebrows a bit something. Where are you from, Jack? Can I ask? Is it rude to ask? Are you fat? Is that fat shaming? Why have you been demonetized? Ian Bunker says because they have said to me that that I might. I don't know. It could not. Maybe I'm not even demonetized, but Shanks analyzed what I was saying, and it could be considered to be hate speech. I hope it's not. Is Sid Jack new here? Is it like Friends Reunited? Well, there's always a first one, the main one, and that's YouTube, and then there's the secondary ones. There were no secondary channels like YouTube for all those years. Am I right about that? Go get boxes for the dogs from the. Okay. She's not talking to me. Hi, Sid Jack. Where are you from, Sid? Okay. There's nowhere you can go. Unfortunately, they shut down Parley. You need to use the prescribed channels or you'll get canceled anyway. The best place now is simply the pub, says Daz. Interesting. Yeah, just go to the pub and talk at the pub. But we all can't get to the pub. You know, my pub is near here. I've been banned from here. Banned from here. I've been banned from my own local pub. They won't have me perform there. You know, I mean, I don't get upset if they don't want people don't want to have me. I should get upset. I just think that I'm a bit raunchy and horrible, and that I speak a little bit too fast. Basically, Sid Jack, I am indeed. Indeed, what? I've just stumbled across you and loved you on GB News. Did you attend the Unite? Yes, I did attend it. I attended the Unite the Kingdom March, which is basically what it was. Unite the Kingdom. There were people from Ireland and Scotland. It was quite fantastic, and I was there too. I'm not saying America should join, but there you go. And you're from Nova Scotia, Sid Jack. Well, welcome, Sid Jack from Nova Scotia. Can you all you guys remember that he's from Nova Scotia? I've actually been to Nova Scotia when I was about 16 years old or something. I hitchhiked across America. Well, from New York up there. It's pretty far away. Okay, so welcome to the show, Sid Jack. Are you fat? I've lost all my confidence since you called me fat, Lewis. I apologize. Well, we got to work at it. You know, like me today, I've been so bad, and the only thing I'm trying to cut back my carbs and stay thin, but I've been eating more carbs, but I've been eating fewer calories. So I woke up today, I was 77.8, or maybe 77.7 kilos. Okay. Ian Bunker says he's Antifa. Lewis, how dare you? How dare your local pub ban you? Yeah, we want you to ask them. How do I know why they, what it was? They just look at me, but this with this look. The young people, the young people. I'm not gay, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm not gay. So that's the way they look. Maybe they are gay. Maybe they're not gay. Maybe they're just, they're filled with hatred. I used to get yeah, Alan, let's be nice. Like and subscribe. We can still do that. Can you like and subscribe? Please go up to the top and like. That's the only thing we can do. And if you want to send me some money, I'm on Patreon. I'm on PayPal. You can send me money. I'm a little fat, Sid Jack says, but just discovered Ozempic. I've lost 5 stone in 3 months, although there were some dodgy side effects. Okay, we can discuss Ozempic. I'm against it, but it can work. But what happens when you stop taking it? You'll just get fat again. So there you go. You could, you just get fat. What are the dodgy side effects? Um, Sid, Jack. I like those two names, Sid and Jack. They're old school names. I like it a lot. So we're gonna find out from Sid, or is it Jack? What are the dodgy side effects of Ozempic? Of Ozempic, while we continue to come up with different places where this thing can be on. Basically, I don't want to change. I'm against change. Okay, I'm against change. Um, Lorna goes, "Wow, 5 stone, well done," and a round of applause. Yeah, he's speaking to Sid Jack. Well, you lost 5 stone. I lost four. I lost 5 stone, but one of them was my wedding ring. I think this Labor government has been great for weight loss. Another budget will soon help us eat even less. Well, that couldn't be true, or it could be we're going to be eating garbage, high carb food, which makes us fatter and angrier and crazier. They didn't like that I said that a high carb diet can make you crazy. I don't think it's the only thing that makes you crazy, Joodles, but it can make you crazy. You've got to be, it's best to be thin and low carb. The best, like to me, I've had 100 grams of carbs today. I went out, I had 3 peaches. I had a, what did I have for carbs today? I can't even remember. I can't even remember. It did the opposite way round when I gave up smoking. So I started again. Yeah, well, smoking is different. Smoking can make you fat, or stopping smoking. Ketchup on fish. Who puts ketchup on their fish? Let me just see what I've eaten today to give you an idea. So I had 3 peaches. I got a tiny little packet of fizzy cola bottles by Buzz. Do you know those fizzy bottles, watermelon bottles? I had an apple because I walked to the place where the apple tree is by Peckham Rye Park, picking up rubbish. I didn't have the energy today. Today I didn't have the energy. I had a cetrizine last night because I don't believe in taking pills. Do not take pills. I don't believe in taking pills. The worst side effect is nausea, says Sid Jack, and brain zaps. Also, giving up cannabis has been great because it meant I ate so much junk food. So you ate junk food while the cannabis. Yeah, yeah, cannabis. So that's what I had. I had those for carbs. I had one other thing for carbs. What did I have for breakfast that was carbs? I had a slice. I had half of a slice of white bread with butter. I had it as toast. And you can understand why when I say don't eat bread, people like you say to me, no, I can't stop that because bread is so good. It's not good for you, but it's so good. It's so good. Um, it's so good. It's so it's so good. So that's what. So Rumble. So based on what we've said here, maybe I should stay on YouTube and maybe get monetized later. This is very similar to how I lost my driver's license. I took it for granted. I failed 2 tests and then I took a third test. So this was the third test. I passed it. And I'm like speeding. And I got 2 tickets and they took my license away. I should have sued them or something. I should have done a Jimmy Carr thing. I'm so miserable and anxious that the wine thing has increased, says Joe. Hello, Joe. Cannabis was used in temple millenniums. Yeah, Ian Bunker says, Lewis, is this therapy and or a good use of your time? Your time is running out and quicker as we age. Um, you tell me. Is this helping me? Is it helping any of you people? We've got 30 viewers on a Monday afternoon. Is it helping? At the end of this, we'll post this online, and hopefully, if we post it online, we'll get about 250 people watching at least some of this. So, is this a good use of my time? Ian, come on. Anyway, I don't have an air dryer. I don't have one. My ex-roommate, girlfriend, she had one, but I never used it. I never used it. I don't believe in it. Why? What should Steve Cuff, should I use an air dryer? Okay. Um, if you want to eat bread, make sure it's sourdough, much less processed from supermarket bread. Meghan Markle has a good recipe. Is that a joke saying Meghan Markle? Sid Jack says this. All bread is bad, but sourdough bread isn't as bad. Okay, I believe you on that. But I don't, the problem is once you start with bread and then you think, oh, this is good bread, you eat the entire loaf, a loaf of bread. Maltese Phil says, true story. I got a cheese restaurant shut down by accident. I've been talking to a mate, and the waiter overheard me saying, I've not had a decent P word for down there word, front bottom word, for a while. Local cats started disappearing. Okay, let me read that again. Can you all read that? I got a Chinese restaurant shut down by accident. Oh, it's about Chinese people eating cats. I don't even know if we're allowed to make jokes like that, but it's okay. It's well said. Did Kate Middleton really have cancer? Well, she didn't say what part of the body she had cancer in, and it's like maybe she looks all right now. She looks all right now, but I mean, everyone believes we've discussed cancer a lot on this program, Ian Bunker. Maybe the audience can, maybe you people, the members, whatever you want to call yourself can answer that. Time gets shorter as we get older, Steve Cuff. A year is a small percentage of your life as you get older. That is so true. That is like really, really true. I feel time like rushing by. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's a bit sad. Do I seem sad? Do I seem like a sad person? Or do I seem like an angry person? Or do I seem like a happy person? Are you sad? Why don't we all talk about that? Are we sad? Are we happy? Most of us are older. Who's the youngest person here? We're all, maybe some people who are listening in are, much younger than the average person here. Uh, I used to make my own bread. And Maltese Phil said yes, he did too, which is why I ended up type 2 diabetic. Yeah. Sourdough bread is good, but it's dangerous. Maybe it's not as dangerous as, your white bread that you buy from the shop. I remember when they showed how to make the white bread, and they showed the guy adding a teaspoon of butter, not of butter, sorry, of oil. And now I look at that and saying that's like death, Maltese Phil, because they add our seed oil. Can I even say that? They add cottonseed, whatever oils they add horrible oils. Ian Bunker, what planet are you on? She's a lovely person. I don't know why you had to say that. Why would she lie about something like that? Why would she lie? Why would a member of the royal family lie? Why? Why? Remember when they broke up? Was that real? She seems nice enough. They all seem nice enough. That's the problem. They all seem nice enough, but they're like, it's like, this is like the prisoner that we're living in. I don't even know if we can make jokes about this, Blood is thinking about getting back on the I can't, I'm afraid to say it. Anyone in their 30s here, Leanne wants to know. Is anybody in their 30s? I think most people, the youngest ones, are in their 40s. Ian Bucker, my money's on you, had a breakdown and was beaten by philandering William. And they cooked up a story until they can get her out again. My money's on that you, not me, had a breakdown and or was beaten up by philandering William, and they cooked up. I don't know what that means. Sad and angry. That's normal for a comedian. Yeah, that's what I am. I'm sad and angry. I've got all the different emotions. I do. Leanne, I'm always 37. Remember, that's what Leanne says. And I met Leanne the other day, and she's way prettier. I would say way prettier. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Way prettier. Same for the McCanns. You need to see how they act, not what they say. Yes, Ian Bunker. Yes, yes. I'm afraid to talk about them. They've got this. They basically convinced people of the horror. That they're not bad. Tom Hallett's here. We haven't seen Tom in a while. Big round of applause for Tom Hallett. How are you? How are you doing? You're still fat. Have you lost any weight? I started watching you on GB News when I was probably 28 years old. Oh, you're 31. I thought that's how many viewers we have. Well, that's so young, Tom Hallett. That's really, really young. So, I mean, yeah, that's really brilliant. That's really brilliant. To be 31, that's a good age. That's the same age that, what's his name was? That Charlie Kirk was, 31 years old. That's my Kate. Cancer take not about you. That's my take. That's my Kate. Cancer take not. Can we put some punctuation in that? Okay. I'm in my late 30s. I am 39 and 191 months. So what does that make you? That means you're in your 50s. Leanne, yeah. Um, yeah. So there we go. Cancer is curable if you can afford it, says Girl from Mars. I would say it's curable. You've got to go on a low carb diet. You've got to not eat sugars, not eat glutamine, according to Thomas Seyfried. I don't know whether he's right or wrong, but that's what he's always telling everybody. I feel like I'm 31, but I've seen a lot. I dread to think what's to come. Yeah. I dread to think it too. That's why I hope this show is making it a bit better for us. Is it making it better for us, Tom Hallett? Where are you from, Tom? Where are you from? Sid Jack also. I recently got back from Sandringham, and they do amazing organic honey. Have you ever been to Norfolk in the UK? It's an amazing county. I recommend visiting Heacham. Pocahontas once visited. I've been to Norfolk a few times. Yeah, it's really great. I've been to the north coast of there. I've been to Dis. I've been to a lot of different places. Maltese Phil says. Okay. Oh, sorry. Lud says Lewis speaking to Leanne, but I see my name mentioned. Lewis knocked my confidence by calling me fat, so now I'm going to get some bass to help me lose it. Get some, I think that's kind of a DRUG. Maltese Phil says, I'm 52 years old, but I have the mind of a 14-year-old boy. Well, let him go. Let the mind go. Well, don't we all? I feel much younger now than I ever did. Kermit, that depends on the scale we are using. I don't mind being 30 if that's the highest number. I remember my mother, she didn't want to, she was 35 and she was happy being that. She didn't want to be 40. I hate disappointing people, says Ian Bunker. I've disappointed my parents. I've disappointed my ex-wife and kids. I've let America and the Jews down. I don't want to disappoint any more people than I have to. Yes. Yeah, we don't I feel like I'm disappointing you guys with this show. That's what I feel like. I feel like it should be better. You're from East Surrey, Tom Halleck. Okay. East Surrey. I'm glad to see you for a good hour, as I as I don't seem to see you much on TV since Patrick's late edition kicked in. Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't know what it is. They haven't called me, so maybe I should call them and say, hey, why aren't I on? Tom Halleck. In Norfolk, you'd be lucky if you see someone with all their No, that's not true. It's a lovely, lovely place. And there are people of pure English, whatever it means to be English. A lot of them came to America, the Norfolk people. Actually, I'm not an alternative comic. I just failed mainstream. Actually, it's comedy of failure. No one fails as I have. It's taken me 20 years to learn how to fly this baby into the mountain. Is that something that I've said? I think that's something that I've said. I'm not an alternative. I'm a failure. That's exactly right. You cannot fake this level of failure. Try it, I dare you. Therefore, I'm a success at that. Yeah, yeah. Was that you saying that or me saying it? I haven't said that in a while, but that's basically true. No one has had more failed gigs than I have had. But still, I want to be a super success, and I want to be brilliant, as we all do. Don't we all want that? I think we all that. I'm not nice enough to be nice or nasty enough to be nasty. Yeah, me and Bucker. Yes, that's so true. I spent literally 20 minutes putting together a new video. It's only had 22 views and no new subscribers yet. I mean, that's the problem. That's the problem. You know what? I'm going to go over there to Maltese Phil and subscribe to his channel. Okay, can I do that, Maltese Phil? What is your channel called? I'm going to do that right now. Maltese Phil. Maltese Phil. Is that your channel? I'm going to subscribe. I've just subscribed. 9 videos. Oh, look at this. Trains. Oh my God, I love this stuff. Oh my God, I've hit the nail on the head. I love this stuff. Look at this. I love model trains. There we go. Well, guess what Lewis Schaffer has done? I've just subscribed to Maltese Phil's channel. I've just subscribed. I've just subscribed. Well, thank you very much, Maltese Phil. A lot of Jews don't like what I do. Christians look at you and say, wow, you're a comedian. You got up on stage. That's fantastic. A Jew measures it by how much money you're making. This is from my act, I think. Is it from my act? Most honey these days is sugar syrup. Yes, is Maltese Phil. That's basically true. What's your view on AI? Sid Jack asks. I'm convinced an AI government would be better than Starmer in the UK, probably better than Trump as well. No, no, no. Starmer is not the head of the government. We don't even know who the head of the government. The head of the government is a globalist, communist, feminized ideal coming from somewhere else. Starmer is just a guy, he's a placeholder. Trump is at least heading in the right direction, I hope. Kermit says, I'm always confusing my mother as I look younger than half of her grandkids, and the youngest one she has from me is younger than your great kids. I'm an anomaly. Well, that's good. That's good. It's good to look young. It's really good to look young. It's really good to. Okay, that's really good. Let me just make a copy of this. Um, yeah. So let's go back on track. Oh my God, we're running. We're skipping the whole thing. I used to, you don't need honey. You don't need honey. Honey is what, it's nice to have honey, but a lot of it is fake. A lot of it is fake. Is it as good as they say it is? No. Is it as bad as I say it is? No. But it is not great. Maybe it's not great. It makes you want to eat more. Everyone I know has said their mother was insane. So it has given me the impression that maybe all mothers are insane. Is this stuff that I've said, Ian Bunker? It's like every other show I've done, underprepared and underthought. The only this time I know I'm basking in the underpreparedness and the overthoughtness of it. Who said this? This could be coming out of my mouth. It's brilliant. Everyone I know has said their mother was insane. Yes, that's true. My father used to go, "Your mother, she's insane." And then I see all the women that I've ever been out with, and I've thought to myself, you know what? I'm picking insane women. And then I think to myself, no, no, they're all like insane. They're all this. And maybe if you call them insane and this is the way they are, maybe you're insane. Maybe all men are insane. If you want success, you need to write jokes. Failure, you can wander in and out of rooms telling stories. Yes, that's exactly true. AI is quoting you. It's you. That's mental. That's so mental. That's so mental. I could write a book based on that. Couldn't I write a book? I could write a book based on that. The thing about comedians, Ian Bunker quotes AI, I guess, it's public speaking, which is most people's number one fear. That is why people are willing to pay for someone else to do it. Yes, that's right. They're willing to pay. You're a comedian. They go, oh my God, this guy's speaking in public. I could never do that. That is so true, Ian. I'm going to have to do that. AI, AI Lewis Schaffer has a book. Maybe as a book. Maybe that's where the money could come from. Okay, that's AI. That's brilliant. I'm doing Lewis Schaffer's show. Yes, you could do Lewis Schaffer's show. What does it say in your T-shirt? It says Green Day. It says Green Day, which I don't agree with politically. I don't think. I think they're ultra left wing, and they had that song American Idiot, which made America look bad. So I'm not in favor of it. Donna says I have my own bees and do my own honey. Yeah, that's brilliant. Leanne says a lot prettier than you, Lewis. Was a bit behind. Uh, do not know how petty I was to start with, so I'll take that as a compliment. I saw you and I said, "Wow, you're really pretty." I said that to you. I said that to you, and you know me. If you weren't pretty, I wouldn't say that. But you need, but we whatever. I'm not saying anything else. Ian Bucket, see what the problem we have. You're judging me, but I'm better than you. Okay, so lower. In fact, raise your expectations. Yeah, I am better than you. Am I better than you? I'm not so sure I'm better than you. I'd like to believe that I'm better than you, but I don't think I am better than you. But that's brilliant, Ian Bunker. It is better. You could write a whole thing based on this. Now maybe I get a website. Beekeepers have one of the longest life expectancies. Why do you think that is? Why? Why? I moved to London for fame. Now my fame has moved. Now my fame is that I've moved to London. Back in New York, I was a nobody. Here, I'm an American nobody. That's called progress. Yeah, it could be. What do you think of Ricky Gervais? He's my second favorite comedian after you, of course. You know, that's why you're going to get ahead in life, Jack, because Sid, because you're just a gracious guy. I like him. I used to not like him, but I like him. You got to understand what English people like and what Americans like are two totally different things. Um, but I like him a lot. Ian Bunker says only 6 people in the world know what Lewis Schaffer's doing with his comedy, and Lewis Schaffer isn't one of them. I would say that that's true. I would say that's not true. People have seen me and they said, "Oh my God, you're so funny," and I go, "That was that funny? I don't think that was funny." But it wasn't everybody who said. A lot of people used to walk out. I used to get so many 1-star reviews and 5-star reviews too. Ian Bunker, that's so funny. Yeah, I didn't know. And then somebody said to me, Lewis, just keep on talking. This made me laugh. Men only want one thing. It's disgusting. We'll go and wash it then. Is that something I said? I'm not sure that I said that. Ian Bunker, people ask why I do free shows. Because if I charged, they'd sue me for fraud. I'm not sure I said that. But why do I do free? Because people wouldn't turn up if I used to charge money. So, Lewis, what's the difference between what Americans like and what British people like? Um, I mean, Americans like hope. British people they're mired in depression, I would say. Do you have a favorite comedian? Remember, Paul, who's your favorite comedian besides Lewis Schaffer? And I'll tell you who mine is. I don't bomb on stage. I just create atmosphere for archaeologists to dig up later. I'm not sure I said all of this, but I'll take credit for it. Lewis Schaffer performs not as a comedian who tells jokes, but as a man who lays bare his own chaos, reminding us that laughter is often just honesty dressed in absurdity. That's that's brilliant, really. That's really brilliant. That's really what I'm doing. I tell the truth, and people go, "Oh, you can't be serious," and I'm serious, and they go, "But you can't be serious," so they laugh. They laugh, and maybe it's not exactly true. I'm not a failure. I'm a pioneer in unexplored territory, comedy that no one laughs at. Ian Bunker says that's interesting. I think I'm not sure if those who are allergic to bees have have the longest life expectancy, like McCulkin's character in My Girl. I don't know about that. Americans are told they can be anything. British are told it won't happen for them. Comedy reflects this. Yes. Yeah, it's like in America. I want to be president. Well, you go for it. Here in this country, they're insulted by you saying I want to be president. How can you want to be president? You can't be president. You didn't go to Oxford. You aren't this. You aren't that. But in America, it's like you take a look at Charlie Kirk. He could be president. He never went to university. Here they go. You never went to university. How can you become prime minister? They call me a cult comedian. That says Ian. That means the audience is small, loyal, and probably brainwashed. I don't believe I said all of these funny things. They're not really that funny, but they're pretty funny. And when I used to do the shows, they were like so horrible, a lot of them. And even these shows, the idea that in the middle of the shows I take a break, you know, are those fake Lewis Shave? Did you ask for the fake ones? Well, I could have said that. I'm a cult comedian. I'm small, loyal, and probably brainwashed. Yeah, Ian Bunker. Yeah, they're really good. They're really, really good. They say laughter is medicine. In my case, it's a placebo. Is that a fake Lewis Schaffer quote? You got to say that it's a fake Lewis Schaffer quote. My mate's cousin Jedster is here. Hello, Jedster. Good to see you. Wave hello, Jedster. Where did we say? My mate's cousin's wife is related to Big Bern. Who is Big Bern? Bernie Sanders? They're fake now. Okay. I'm not bitter. I'm a connoisseur of life's many disappointments. The point about me is I don't like disappointments. I get really upset, but I go back on stage. I used to go back every single night. You call me tomorrow, I'll go back on stage. The best music is played at 432 hertz. Okay. Why is the word quote still being spelled incorrectly? Still annoying me. Why is the word quotes? Joe asks. Americans like the good-looking, quick-witted types who go get what they want, the winners in life. Yes, Brits prefer the underdog who tries their hardest to better themselves, but fail in every turn. Yes, because people like to the manor born. That's a very British concept. To the manor born. Like, you live in a big house. Well, you're meant to live in a big house. You know, Americans say you want to live in a big house. Well, you go for it. That's amazing. You live in a big house. In Britain, they go, like I said the other day, they want to keep on hanging out with their loser friends. And in America, say, I don't want to hang out with my loser friends. I want much better friends. Cult leaders have to bed all of his ladies. Yes, yes, I'd like to. You know that about me. If you like, I can make a massive list of 100 plus fake Lewis Schaffer jokes you could fit an entire mini set in his voice. That would really capture his style. Do you want me to do that? No, it would confuse you. What you can do, I tell you what you can do, is take the jokes that are Lewis Schaffer and we'll put out a book together. And I will put your name on the thing there as co-author or whatever it is. Lewis Schaffer Live is like a wild one night stand, raw, dirty, shocking, and strangely something you want again. Could be, or never want to see again. Never want to see again. If you want to live in a big house, move to the meatpacking district. Why would that be? Because you're like an animal or something? The Brits support the underdog until they succeed. Then they try and knock them down. Yeah. I mean, look at American success stories. Look at Madonna. She she didn't have breasts that looked like that. She wasn't that pretty, and she became, I thought, really pretty. I mean, she was really pretty for too long, but really pretty as long as it's just, yeah, maybe even the guys too. If you came up to me and said, Lewis, I know you're not gay. I know you won't even enjoy this, but can you throw me a bone? I might say yes. Unfortunately, I'm too old. I don't think even guys don't find me attractive. It depends on how they succeed, says Kermit to Steve Cuff. What about that PhD that was written about you? Yes, it wasn't a PhD, it was a master's thesis. It was written about me. Yeah. At one point, when I was doing my show every single day of the week on Brewer Street, I had lots of little films made about me because they could go more than once. They knew exactly where I was, and they'd make a film. There was Some of them presented me as total losers, which I think I was. I was. I was. Yeah. You know. But in America, if you're like, look at the people who are losers in America, and then they've succeeded. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump lost the election. He got shot twice. You know. If it's you guys, bring her up. Please, Lorna. Please, Lorna. Yeah, yeah, no, I'll bring it. I'll have to bring it. Whatever. So, Lewis, what are your thoughts on kosher and halal slaughter? Should we outlaw it? Um, no, no, I don't think we should outlaw it, but we should, if we're outlawing it to make it an unhappy place for people to live in this country from certain religions, I say we shouldn't do that. But should people be banned from moving to this country if they hate this country? And the answer is yes. I made the only Lewis Schaffer fan video on YouTube. Did you see it? No. Which one is that? Which one is that? We'll look that. Um, be nice to see. It'd be nice to see. Um, what have I done? I've gone off. I've gone off piece. We got 37 viewers. We're doing great. We're holding the audience. That's what matters. That's a lot of viewers. Yeah, for me, it's a lot of viewers. And each and every one of you people have made a decision. Okay, enough about me. We'll change the subject. Exactly. But Americans don't mind that as much. Their big brother was very different from ours. I think Nasty Nick wouldn't have been a hit there. A lot of shows in this country, the characters are all just insane. Every single one of them are insane losers. Where in America, you have at least one rock in the show, one person who's not crazy. I mean, maybe now it's different. I haven't seen shows. I get how you can make depressing jokes, but how do you make happy, positive American jokes? Because America is a positive country. I mean, we're going through a rough period right now. I don't know how you make jokes about America. I mean, the problem is in Britain, it's like how rubbish America is. But you meet Americans to a person, the only people who do not like America are losers. Winners like America. People who want to be winners. They want to be in America. And they know that. They want to be in America. The losers go, "Oh, you people are so fat, you people are this, you people are that." Madonna gave me one of those smiles once in a restaurant in London. I've never had a high opinion of my own looks, but it really put a smile on my face. Yeah, I would do her. Fantastic woman. Fantastic woman. Albion arise, says Bobby Crush. Albion, does that mean Scotland? Or is that West Bromwich? What does it mean? Don Aylesbury is here. Unless you're a fox and they try to have a pop at my chickens now and again. Who are you talking to, Donna? Can I take a break for a second? Can I take a little break? I'm going to take a little break. Stop banging the desk. Sorry, Joodles. I'm going to take a break. I would like you to stop typing because I'm not going to be able to read what you're saying. Okay? I'm gonna have to go in the other room. I gotta go take a loo break. Okay. America peaked in 1750, says Bobby Crush. Okay. And we'll go back to talking about this. We have not considering this is the 97th show. We haven't spoken. There's so much we haven't spoken about. Am I right about this? This is brilliant. Everybody, please stop writing because I'm going to the room for 2 minutes. We got a chair break. All hail to the chair. Look at the picture of Lewis Schaffer. Everybody go over here. Everybody go over here. Lewis Schaffer on X. Maybe I should take the Twitter off because it's no longer Twitter. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. What I'd like you to do is read. So I'm a bit behind on this thing right now. We got 40 viewers, 39 viewers. That's so good. That's so good. The one thing we can say, we've done 97 straight days, and people said, you know what? If you do straight days, people you get more viewers. If you do less days, you make it a special event kind of thing. I think this is better. I bet we spend 2 hours together, and then or if you can, if you can't come in here. I notice when people are missing, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as you come back. You don't even have to come back as long as you were here once. Whatever. Okay, Sid. My favorite. I like Little the best because it's the one that I shop in. But I like Little. Um. Thank you, Sid. But in the future, if you're going to ask me a question, and this is it's a big ego thing. Ask Lewis Schaffer a question. Let's find out what Lewis Schaffer's favorite supermarket is. You, you could do this. Um, you have to. Please, just tell me what your favorite supermarket is and why are you asking, Lewis? Did you hear the FBI have matched the detained suspect DNA to all the objects on the crime scene in the Kirk case? They also have a text from him saying he was going to do it. Yes, but does that mean he was the only one involved? That meant how did he know he was going to do it? But they said, hey, can you go up to the roof, bring a gun the day before, whatever. This is how you do it. This is what you know. This is what's being done. Sam S. That's a good point, Sam. Thank you for pointing it out. I, is it him? The team world are so devious. They've got their hands in so many different places. So many different places. My favorites, Leanne says, my favorite's also the cheapest. Um, I saw a US video where a guy was teasing another about being a bit soft. Go home, ask your mom to fix you a grilled cheese and Campbell soup. Is grilled cheese like cheese on toast? Yes, it is. But the American grilled cheese sandwiches, the way I used to make them, were like the most amazing thing. But they were not good. They're not. What a grilled cheese sandwich is in America is you take bread, you take two pieces of bread, and you put butter on one side, lots of butter, and then the butter is facing outside, and you've got cheese on the inside, sometimes tomato, and then you put it on a frying pan. And because there's so much butter on it, it's so good. But and I used to have like two or three of those sandwiches, and I wound up with type 2 diabetes. Okay, so I would not recommend that. I like Charlie Cook, but he was a bit of a pain. Oh, that's a joke. Oh, this is somebody else, Sid Jack. Thank you, Sid. Are you somebody else? Just to say, Lewis, please look at the shark suggestion on your broadcast options on Discord. But whatever you choose, we will follow you. But that's what cult members do. Yeah, yeah. I appreciate that. If it's about money, if there's no money, we'll stay here. We'll stay here. We have contributors who've contributed money, and so we will be all right. Joe says, what info is there on his training and accuracy to have done this from so far away? So weird. Yeah, well, he wasn't. I mean, it could have been a miracle hit. He hit him in the neck. Nobody aims for a bullet to the neck, you know. They aim for maybe the head, I guess. It's fried buttered bread on toast. It's like Breville in a frying pan or skillet, as they say, says Kermit. I don't know what a Breville is, Brevi, or whatever you call it, but that's what it is. What type of underwear do you prefer? I prefer my underwear off and around. I prefer it around my ankles. Ankle underwear. Lorna, please. I had a Morrison's order yesterday, and then they just canceled it. The bastards. I like. I mean, I shop at Morrison's, but my Morrison's in Peckham is not. It's not the greatest. It's not the greatest. But but the little is just amazing. I am me. Ricky Gervais always says that you can make a joke about anything, but it's the intent behind it. Well, that's true. Look at how people like talk to their friends. It's all intent. Have I ever wore women's underwear in a non-gay way? Well, no. How could no? No, it has to be in. That's what makes it. That's what makes women underwear so good. It brings you close to women and it makes you gay. It's fantastic. I believe in that. A Breville is an electric sandwich toaster. Oh, I see. It's like the with the boxer guy, whoever the boxer guy. Breville was a toasted sandwich maker. That's what Vontenai says. Thank you very much for the info, which is always good. Popular in the 1980s, steeled edges so you could put beans or something inside them. Yeah, it's very similar to the who, not the Joe Frazier. Who is the guy, the boxer who lost to Muhammad Ali? You need to shop at Waitrose. Their meal deals are amazing, especially the chicken avocado sandwich, and their wine selection is incredible. I like Waitrose. I go to M&S too, but it's too expensive for me. You know, I've been demonetized. If you want to do something for me, you can like this thing, you can subscribe to this thing, you could go to Patreon and look for Lewis Schaffer on Patreon. Okay, Lorna, good job, Lorna. George Foreman Grill, exactly. Thank you, Kermit. Thank you for. I appreciate people listening. I do. I reckon he's a sky blue Y front with dark blue piping. No, no, no. I now wear boxers because for fertility, but I still wear them. I still wear them. I don't like when they get old. You know, you don't want your things getting too warm. I used to prefer none, but she can get chilly. But she can get a little chilly now. I'm old. You are not old. You are young and beautiful. You just need to stop. You need to get off the carbs. Fun fact: 8 out of 10 men admit to trying on their females' partners' underwear. Yes, you do admit that because I don't think so because lots of women's underwear are not comfortable like men's underwear. Men's underwear are all cotton. Women's underwear are all lacy and polyestery. It's horrible. Yeah, yeah, Leanne. That's Lorna. You're right. You're right. I'm not going to repeat what it says. That's the choice. You got fertility or sweaty bollocks. I wear Egyptian cotton underwear. It's so soft and lasts decades. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. My brother has a pic of him and George in his downstairs toilet when he was selling his grills on TV. Gives you a clue what my brother did. Has a picture of him, who Muhammad Ali and George in his downstairs toilet. We're not going to talk about skid, whatever it means. Remember the blue, yellow, and the red rifle? Yeah, yeah. Remember the white? Well, I used to wear Y fronts for years, and then I didn't like the hole in there because my kept on coming out. It didn't come out, but I didn't like the hole. So I got ones without the hole, just Y fronts without the hole. I mean, I don't even know why we're talking about this. At least we're not talking about poo. At least we're not talking about poo. I mean, this has been a very good show so far. Has it been a good show? I think it has been. I mean, I don't know what makes a good show. I'm cool. I think we're headed towards really great things with this. I think maybe we're not. I don't know what it is. I remember when Joe Rogan came out with his show, people didn't even know what the internet was. Lewis, Joe asks. That is why I said the show was unusual and totally random. As we're now on underwear, all good. Yeah, we're talking everything. If you want to talk about it, we will talk about it. If you don't, yeah, but if one person wants to talk about it, we can maybe think about it. A clue is that he was in his downstairs toilet, Steve Cuff. I don't know. What does that mean? That confused him. What is your favorite analog porn mag back in the day? What is yours? You got to tell me what yours is. There was a magazine in America, I think it was printed by Penthouse, called We Magazine. OUI. Do you remember that? We Magazine. And it showed, basically, it was European photographers showing European women on the beach. That they were just natural, beautiful European women. Not fancy women, not American women, just like European. Like they just happened to be naked. It was no big deal. Happened to be, and I loved it. I loved it. We Magazine. We Magazine. So you can look for that. Let me see if I can find We Magazine on a website. We Magazine. We means yes. We Magazine photos. There are some, but I can't. I'm afraid to put it out. They might get mad at me. Well, let me see what they have. No, there's no nude pictures, but they were just like regular girls. I think it was Penthouse magazine. It wasn't Playboy magazine. For the man of the world. I mean, it was just they were just brilliant, brilliant. These are just the head, whatever it is. We peaked in 1962. Started in 1973. That's the age of that's the age of oh my God, look at this. Look at this. I can't I'm sorry. Who suggested we look at this? Who suggested this? Who suggested this? There was a factory in Brentford that made nylon everything. Brentford nylon shops were on in every high street. Yeah, and it's not good for you. Nylon is not good for you. I don't think it is. You think it is good for you? You know. All right, now we're getting a bit dirty. Now we're getting a bit dirty. Let's not get dirty. Let's let's go back on track. Bob Guccione, for when you Hefner wasn't enough. That's true. Well, he was a great guy, Bob Guccione, from what I know, and his wife was a pretty woman. And his wife said, "Can I be on the? Can I be in Penthouse magazine? Can I be in Penthouse magazine?" And he said, "No." He said, "No. I love you. You're my wife. I love you." But the answer is no. I mean, that was just a fantastic thing to say. That's what you don't want to say. You don't want to say, "Oh." A lot of women, they think there's just a lot of men too. Ian Bunker, good thought. I so much prefer. Well, remember, in my view, the English women used to be European women, but now I still think you're European women. I so much prefer European women to American women. No idea why. Perhaps it's unfair, says Sam. Um, no, there was a different sexuality. American women were dirty, and I use that word. I saw some of you women like when I use that word. They were dirtier American women. They just thought that they're going against God by doing what they're doing. And whereas European women just says, "I'm just nude. What's so wrong with being nude? I'm at the beach. I'm nude. I'm having sex. I'm nude. It's no big deal." So you didn't get the look of maybe regret or other things on a European woman's face. We should have had our bang bus together for last Saturday. Yeah. Sorry I couldn't meet up with you, Steve. I mean, I didn't. I should have checked all of the different things, and we could have met. It was really great fun. Can I just say that it was so good to hang with Leanne and Claire. It was just nice, and I felt like a celebrity because I had two beautiful girls next to me. It was just really great and looking good. I'm looking really good. Peaches. They are all gentle, very smutty, Lewis. It's terrible. Spankings all around. Who's terrible? European women. Yeah, they are all getting smutty, Lewis. Yes. Yeah, they're getting smutty. And they also had more natural use of the body hair. I enjoyed that more. Me too, clinging. No, nylon is not good. Awful, clingy, static shots. Oh my God, yeah. Well, that's one of the best things about being in Britain. America has a lot of static electricity in all the buildings. My mother told me, says Lud, always to wear my chastity belt in case Someone tries to take advantage of me. You're a guy, lad. Are you a guy? Please tell me you're a guy. And don't tell me you're a guy. Tell me you're a girl if you're a girl. Oh, Tommy Robinson. Yeah, you got to give the guy credit. He is somebody who's who has made something of himself. Made something of himself. And you have to give the guy credit. 500,000 to 3 million people turned up. Lewis Schaffer got out of bed to turn up there. So I say, good job, Tommy Robinson. I keep being tempted by those underpants that were designed by that Navy SEAL. I keep seeing them advertised on well known YouTube channels. They have separate pockets for your C and Wombles. And there you go. Wombles. Yeah, but I haven't seen those ads. How come I haven't seen those ads? Pure cotton make far better clothes. Yes, Donna Ellsbury, yeah. Especially for girls, because the girls got the open bits down there. It can cause yeast infections. Yeast infections. 150,000 tops. Sorry. That's what they say. There was 150,000 tops for a march that went all the way over to what's the name of the bridge? Um, my memory is shot. Anyway, okay, I've seen them too. It saves getting very veg stuck in your legs if you shave your. You shouldn't shave your plums. You should not shave. That's what I say. Anyway, but you can go. You can do anything you want to do. Tommy Robinson was a bad. He had a bad habit, though. My friend, who was part of the sound crew, saw him snorting C backstage. Possibly, yeah. Possibly, yeah. But does that make him a bad guy? Bit unpredictable. But look, I don't. I don't think Keir Starmer has a DRUG problem. And is he doing a good job? He's not doing a good job for this country. Yes, 150,000 in the Whitehall bit, but there was a hell of a lot more that didn't get in. They used that number to make it sound small, yeah. And remember, the left lie. You hate to say it, the left lie. The left lie. They lie, okay, because they believe they're better than us. And I saw a video about this, and this is, I mean, I knew this in advance. They think, well, we're going to lie to you because we have to get the job done. If you don't believe us, we're not going to, we have to move forward and you'll be happy with what we're doing. I've just realized I know nothing about men's hygiene routines. Well, I've stopped being hygienic because I've stopped practically bathing. I used to bathe every single day. I couldn't have done this without bathing. I haven't bathed. I haven't bathed. Did I smell, Leanne? You were there at the parade. Did I smell? I hope I didn't smell. I hope I didn't smell. But if I do smell, you could say, Lewis, you smell. You smell. I was on the anti-Iraq and people's vote. A million plus, and F all happened. Yes, they don't listen to the people. That's also a problem with this country. That's what makes America a different kind of country. They don't listen to the people because they're communists and they think they're better than us. And socialism is communism, and globalism is socialism is communism, and it's I hate to say this, it's feminism too. Not that feminism don't have some good ideas, but communism has good ideas too, but they're not doing it. What do you think of Jeremy Corbyn? Although I disagree with a lot of his policies, him and Nigel Farage have a lot in common in terms of nationalization. Um, no, he's a liar too. He's left wing. He's a liar. He's not in favor of nationalism because his team is Team World. We're all one people. Open immigration for the. How do letting in millions of people help the local guys in this country? Jeremy Corbyn. No. And we don't even, you don't even know what Nigel Farage stands for. A guy asked Grok to estimate how many people he could fit in that long a bit and showed the aerial photographs. He said 450,000 if squashed in my pit style. That means people were so close to each other. It wasn't like all spread out. So there you go. So it's a lie. And even Grok, which is left wing, lied. Did it smell, Reuben? Okay. Um, they asked Grok to analyze the footage and to recognize it and gave the official number as 150,000. What footage was sent in and was it complete footage? Because the footage that I saw started at Waterloo Bridge. And where we were on the other side of Waterloo Bridge and going in towards Westminster Bridge and then across the bridge. Haha, Jeremy Corbyn's brother is a big fan of Trump. That must make for some interesting discussions. Yeah, I've met the guy. I've met the guy. When I was out in France on a school trip, there were lots of French girls sharing our pool. They were very pretty, but hairy armpits took us by surprise. Yes, and yes, let them have hairy armpits. I'm in favor of that. I mean, shave your legs maybe, but I'm more, maybe because I'm older. I don't care as much as I used to care. Ian, don't be so sorry. You're allowed to have different opinions. That's what makes being here great. I don't agree, but that's okay. Yes, that's all we got to do. We don't have to agree. Lorna, gusset. That word gives me the creaks. I know what a gusset is. It's a copper. It's a cotton gusset. I think it does. I think it does. Okay. Well, now we're on the final. We're on the home stretch. Is there anything else we want to discuss on the home stretch? Because Grok, my estimate is 100,000 to 150,000 people have seen Lewis Schaffer live. This reflects the prolific but under the radar output put in small repeat friendly venues rather than stadium filling fame. I would say that's possibly true. Remember, I've done maybe 10,000 shows. And I would say, let's say, how much is 10,000 times 10 is 100,000 people. So let's say, yeah. So let's say there are 30 people at each show, even the smallest show. That's three, whatever. That's 300,000 shows. Thank you, Ian Bucker. That's brilliant. I watched footage last night by DJE Media that showed how the police didn't let many of the patriots through, but got a safe passage for the left to join their buddies. Yes, all the police have beards. What does that say? What does it say that all the police have beards? I'm going to repeat it. Why do all the police have beards? Thank you, Carmen. John Van Dam, 30 likes, 36 watching, 97 shows, Lewis. Your stamina and energy is admirable, and we worship you for sure. Thank you, John Van Dam. Lewis Schaffer worships you for having the nerve to tell that to me. 36 people watching. So if can you go on there and just press the like, because a lot of you people maybe haven't pressed. That's the thumbs up. Just press the thumbs up. That's what we're asking you to do. Press the thumbs up. Um, I was so I really appreciate that. Lewis is under the radar comedian, like state of the art F-35. Yeah, we're only being sold to 2 countries. Perhaps that's true. Joodles, 10,000 shows in one day. It is over 27 years. So could be. No, I did shows. I would say could be done 10,000 shows. I've been doing comedy for 23 years. The first years I did maybe sometimes 2 shows a day, but other than that, when I hosted the show at the um in at the Boston Comedy Club in New York, I did 6 shows a week for 6 years. So you do the math on that. And then I did 5 or 6 maybe more shows a week at the he on Brewer Street at the source below. So I've done so. Someone I would say, you told me yesterday, which I appreciate. He did, yeah. He hopes your YouTube endeavors are going well. So talk about GB News headliners and how it's not as good without you. It doesn't exist without me. It doesn't exist, but that's the way it is. Good luck to GB News. At least we've got some slight competition for the BBC. Some slight. Yeah, I hope they win and beat the BBC. Lewis, it shows true grit, John Wayne style. Joe says to continue on a daily basis like that. It says something about you that's tough and committed. I couldn't do it. I don't know if I'm doing it. Steve Cup says like and subscribe. Yes, and there were times there when I first started this. I said I can't go on. I cannot go on, and everyone's saying to me, I can't go on. But I kept on going, and eventually something amazing is going to happen with this. Something's going to happen with you guys. We're going to learn something. We're going to get all calm about the changes in this country, or we make it optimistic. You have filled the O2 5 to 6 times. Yeah, yeah. I mean, have I? Yeah, I mean, yeah. I've been doing this a lot. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And let me just say this: I really like Simon Evans. I've actually gone to see Simon Evans perform because I like the guy. I was on a show with Simon Evans in the assembly rooms. Well, he was on before us, and he was on before us with Patrice O'Neill. If you guys know who that guy is, lovely, lovely Patrice O'Neill. He's dead. He died of diabetes. That's one of the reasons I'm so obsessed with it. Your son Jonathan was on FSN Sunday night. Yeah, I will never be on FSN. I will not work with I don't want to talk about it. We're not talking about it. We're just trying to be lovely. But Paul Manning says Douglas Murray is great. And Sid Jack says he just discovered Douglas Murray. He speaks absolute facts. He is a hero. Douglas Murray is a hero. Wish I could go on Wednesday to see you live. Yeah, there will be times. You know what could happen? I could do a live show maybe back in the place that I was working in before. We'll do a live show. Did you like Radiohead? Sid Jack asked. Their music perfectly encapsulate the chaos of the modern world. Did you like? Remember how we do this thing? I'm not just tell me if you liked him, and I'll say if I liked him. I'm not liked him. If I liked um, Radiohead, that's fair enough, says Steve Cuff to Lorna. What does that call him? Um, Oh, mine. We're not. I'm not going to use that word. Maybe that's a good word. That's a good word. There are other words for that, and I feel uncomfortable using it when I'm talking phone sex. Years ago, Lorna Hutchinson, someone asked me, "Did that girl have a nice?" I didn't know what she was on about. Yeah, well, that's what language is. Words get used. Words get used, and then we don't know what the words are, and then everybody knows what the words are, and they change the word. Um, So, did I like? You're asking the question. Did I like Radiohead? Sid Jack. That is our question. Did I like Radiohead? I don't know. Remember, we just this is not just asking Lewis Schaffer a question. This is like, I mean, I feel guilty when it's just asking me a question. Just remember the rules. How many rules do I have? Punctuation. Um, if you ask a question, you've got to state what your personal preference is. Try not to be too filthy and dirty. Okay. Try to be nice to other people. You know, try to be nice. Don't say anything that could be perceived as being artist. Don't make jokes about artists, which is two different words. Um, could mean that, Lud. Are you a girl or a guy, Lud? Um, oh, yes, yes, that's what it, SLAS, Jay. Yes, yes, especially for girls. Girls, that's what it means. Um, Yeah, that's what I think it means for the. It doesn't mean that for a guy. For guys, an SL, like when you cut something. I met Tom York at the Brit Awards back in 1976. A lovely chap. You know what? Because he was a lovely chap. He was ugly. He had a bad eye, and he's done such a good job. So a big round of applause for the dude. For the dude. Guy Ritchie film, a bit like Lock Stock. Kermit says. Um, I'm a geezer. I've heard that that's a word that's not wasn't really used where it was supposed to be used. Okay, Paul Manning. Joke from Paul Manning. What did they say was a great film? I can't tell. I looked at the video of what's her name. She didn't seem like it was that bad. It was that bad. She's supposedly 64. They go modern education, no spelling, grammar, punctuation. They are all RS and exclusionary. Let's go modern. Let's go. Let's go modern education. No spelling, grammar. They are all RSs and exclusionary. Who are? Who are? Who are? Joodles loves Lockstock. It's my favorite film of all time. Jack and Liv. Who is Jack and Liv? Is that somebody new joining our channel? Very good. Hello, Jack and Liv. Hi, 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 hi. We're gonna go high. Isn't that a Wing song? Hi, hi. Leanne says hello to Jack and Liv. Okay, but Lockstock. Why is Lockstock Joodle's favorite film? Tell us why. Tell if you're gonna say this is my favorite film, you can't just say it's our favorite. Well, we're supposed to guess what it is. It's like working class English. I do love Lockstock and Jackie Brown. I guess it was my era. Laugh out loud, Joodle. So then you got something to talk about. Maybe we both like breakfast at Tiffany's. Maybe that's what it is. Kermit, meet for coffee tomorrow. Meet for coffee tomorrow. Leanne, it was a rather poor of attempt at a joke. Um, what was a poor attempt, says Paul Manning. What did you say there? I don't know what you said. I met Tom. He's lovely. That song, I would say I like Creep. I do. I like Creep. That's because that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm a loser. I feel like I'm a loser here. You know, it's very hard when I'm talking to you. As I get to know you, I feel more of, not that I'm a winner, but though we all feel like losers. What is it called? What is that called when you think you're not good enough for the test? Imposter syndrome. That's what I have. I think I should be doing comedy this way. I should be talking this way. I'm not as smart as I used to be, whatever. Lewis is it's so fabulously written, says Judels. The way it all comes together is Jeebius. Is Jeebius. Is it Jeebius or is it genius? Okay. It's genius. Okay, yeah. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. You forget to ask whether they're fat. I do. Because I'm afraid people think that I'm being hurtful. Am I being hurtful? Are you fat? Answer the question. First of all, are you a man or a woman? Or are you two people? Are you fat? Are you fat? Let's ask, where did she go? Thank you for reminding me, Jetster. I'll ask Jack and Liv. It looks like they're two people, but maybe they're not two people. Are you two people? Are you two people? Are you two people? 213. So she likes that. Correct English is regarded as a barrier to ethnic academic attainment. Everyone else knew what they meant. Yeah, you got to learn. What do you think? You think people from other countries can't learn British English? Even I've learned British English. I don't. I can't even write anything anymore without thinking, what is the English word? What is the? How do you spell this in English? I'm a bit poor, at least. Forgive me. She's not. How sick are you, Joodles? Let's everybody wish Joodles um, to get better. I want you to get better. Your spelling is RS, right? Maths is RS. It's a woke circle. Yeah, they think, what? We don't have to teach these people anything. Maybe it's a form of saying you shouldn't be leaders. Maybe. Why is everyone saying film? Is in reference to dodgy film? Film? The Coke advert with Jimmy Nile? I don't know. Maltese Phil to Joodles. There you go. When next time you move up to Doncaster, you can go see Judel. She lives relatively close to that up there, don't you? Lewis, it could be hard talking with us daily, so we can see you but can't hear you. We're fabulous, obviously. Yeah. No, it's the other way. Where yeah. If I could see you but couldn't hear you, or you couldn't say anything, that would be even worse. This is the best. Well, there'll be a better way. Maybe when we do the whatchamacallits. Well, if we go live and you can come and see the show. Can you say Worcester? Did I say that properly? Can you say Worcester? Lewis, I highly recommend the films, TV dramas by the late great Alan Clark. I loved him when he was in the Hollies. His more well-known films include stuff like SCUM, The Firm, Rita Sue, and Bob too. He has made so many amazing films. Okay, you know what? Alan Clark, says Paul Manning. I'm going to write that down. Alan, and never look at it again. But I mean well. Alan Clark films. Okay. The hold on a second. The correct pronunciation of film is film. When you're a Northern Irish person, hope that helps. Film, film. I'm off to see a film. Film. Well, I mean, the problem with Northern Irish people is they're Scottish originally. Nothing personal. My ex-wife is Scottish. He ducked. Okay. Um, so that's what I'm saying. What did you think about the guy? What's the guy's name? The pro-Palestinian guy from Nylon, Bob Nylon, whatever the guy's name is. Did you see this? Did you see that guy? The semi-black guy. Did you see him saying, they should have killed this guy. They should have killed. They should have unalived. They should have unalived Charlie Kirk. Lewis, you forgot the Shire. What about the Shire? I think we might have to take that as a yes then, says Jedster. What is it? What is a yes? Not Bob Vulcan. Bob Vylan. That's right, Vylan. Bob Vylan. Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I can understand it. These are the people that the kids like. Then, I mean, it's not going to be that way forever. Eventually, they're going to realize that they've been lied to. Like in America, Donald Trump is going up. I don't even know what the latest polls are. At least two of the cast from Rita Sue and Bob too wound up in Happy Valley with Sarah Lancaster. I guess it was the West Yorkshire thing, says Kermit. Yes, I've stopped vomiting. Were you really? Bob Vylan is a monumental Wally. Or volley, maybe. Maybe you call him a volley. Everyone should listen to Mossab Hassan Youssef. Okay, what is he saying? He's the second in charge. Second in charge. I mean, some of the early Muslims that come to the country are real. They're really English people, but maybe not the latter ones. Have you ever been asked to join the Freemasons, Lewis? Am I allowed to as a Jew? I've never been asked. Are you a Freemason? I've been to a. I did a filming in the main Freemasons hall down there. Bob Vylan is deliberately being controversial to get their name in the news. Could be. Yeah, and it worked. Worked amazingly when he was up in Northern Ireland doing that thing. I think it was Northern Ireland. Cat Stevens. I would say I loved Cat Stevens more than, Miles from Nowhere. Guess I'll take my time. No. To get there. Credit to Leo Kurz for that one, Steve. What did he make? Leo Kurz is amazing. Oh, is that the guy who shouted at Glastonbury? No, I don't think it was. It was another concert. It was up there in Northern Ireland. Mossab often brings me to tears. Now he is a truly brave. Yes, he is. Okay, I'm going to look up Mossab. Mossab Ben Youssef. Yeah, yeah, I've seen his Utah. Okay, Paul Manning. He is just terrible. Who is Paul Manning? Oh, Paul Manning is the guy who owns GB News. I told you not to drink that bathwater, Joodles. You don't know where it's been, says Lud. A lot of the men like you, Joodles. There you go. Good job. Paul Manning. Yes to me. Such a brave man and intelligent. Okay, we're gonna end the show. We're gonna end the show 2 or 3 minutes earlier because I'm a bit tired. I'm a bit tired. I've eaten 1,800 calories today. I have to stay under 2,000 calories in order for me to lose any amount of weight. I've eaten the carbs, as you know. Try to stay off the carbs. Carbs are any kind of sugar. What is sugar? Sugar can be complex or supposedly complex carbohydrates, where they put sugar next to sugar next to sugar, glucose next to sucrose. You or glucose, sucrose, and and then it breaks down really easily in the mouth by the saliva. Bob Vyland was the guy at Glastonbury who overshadowed Kneecap, who were a controversial Irish group. Okay, maybe that's true. Maybe it all happened. Everybody go to Discord. Can you go to Discord? Let me put this up here. And I'll put this up here. Up here. Up here. Up here. Up here. Kermit, can I speak to you later on the Discord site? I'll be on Discord site later, and I'd like to speak to Kermit to ask him what we can do. Okay. Can I do that, please? Kermit, can I speak to you on Discord? Maybe like at 9 or 10. Okay, today's Monday. So this is the Discord thing. Okay. Can we also I'm putting up the Patreon thing because we can't be members. So I'm just going to put on the Patreon. You can give money on a monthly bit to Patreon. Okay. That's not right. Okay, look for this. Okay, that's what I want to do. Here's the Patreon. And then we'll do the PayPal. PayPal. PayPal me. PayPal me. I don't know what this is. This is PayPal me. I don't know if I'm able to send this to you. I'm going to give it a try. Okay. There we go. I think that'll work. That could work. Okay. I think this has been the best show ever. I think you've been amazing. I'm becoming tech savvy. You saw me in the beginning. I'm looking at the screen, and I don't even know. And how has the sound been tonight? I think the sound's been all right. I hope you haven't complained that much, so you get what you deserve. If you complain, I'll do something about it. But if you don't complain, you say, okay, I'm not going to complain. I won't complain anyway. So I want to speak to Kermit on the thing later. I want to thank Ruben and Paul Manning and Leanne and Lauren and Joe and Maltese Phil and Warmellian and Steve Cuff. These are fantastic people. Keith Bexley, thank you very, very much. Let's see who else. The Jedster, always coming in with good stuff. Sorry. Ludd, brilliant Ludd. Lorna, brilliant Ludd. Let's see who else. Joe is there. Paul Manning. I'm repeating the same names. But Donna Aylesbury, because I'm looking at the list of all the commenters. Vatanai's music. Always good. Always good. Never a disappointment. Never a disappointment. Jack and Liv. Who are Jack and Liv? Who are they? Can I tell who they are? Jack and Liv. Maybe I've got to go to I've got to to X. I've got to go to X. I don't know. Let's see if. I mean, the search feature is very hard. It's very hard on Twitter. Do you agree with me? Do you notice that? It's very, very hard. I can't even see this. Okay. I've got a new keyboard and I find it very hard to read the keyboard. I can't even do the keyboard. But Jack and Liv, thank you very much for coming in. Thanks, Jack and Liv. It was just been great. Anybody else I've forgotten? If you think I've forgotten you, please tell me. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep the thing on. Does anybody have anything to say before you go? Joe, Daz is here. Thank you, Daz. Have I? Dullahan has been here. Brilliant, and he's a member, so he's done a great job. Keith Bexley has also done a really good job. So I'm gonna keep. I'm probably gonna end the show in a oneer like right now because I always leave the sound on, and it's yesterday's show got I was like so angry at Columbus. Sorry, the producer, and he's mad at me. He's mad at me. His mother is very doesn't want to be in the spotlight, and of the two sons, the producer doesn't want to be in the spotlight. But she shouldn't have married a comedian. She wanted to have a kid. She had two kids from me. I might have even been the father, you know. So she had two kids, so she lucked out. And the problem is, when you wait till you're an older woman, you don't have the choice that you could have had if you were 18 or 19 or 20 or whatever. Okay, so that is brilliant. That's been our show. Leanne, thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Everybody, are you saying goodbye? Wave goodbye. Lucy, who was here briefly. Lucy, love you. Lucy, I'm waving goodbye. And we are ending the show. Okay.